I mean, this is history right here. This is comic book history. There it is. Turok 1, Bart Sears. Unbelievable. Welcome back to the West Coast Davengers. I'm your host, David, the Davenger. And I'm bringing to you a special video. They're all special, like my little children. OAX 2025 is in the books. You might remember last year, the original Art Expo and its first year. It happened in Orlando, January 2024. It was held in Orlando at the Doubletree. It was a blast. It was put on by comic art fans, aka Bill Cox and Kazra Ganbari, personal friends of the channel. And I had a great time. I hope you enjoyed that video last year. It was a 54-minute walkthrough, flip through, talking to people, looking at art, buying art. Well, it's bigger and it's back. 2025 saw the expansion of OAX into IAX Illustration Expo and CAX, C-A-X, Card Art Expo. So I'm not even gonna bore you with any of the details. You're gonna see it all right now. Lots of guest appearances coming up. You got Matt Wagner, Sean Crystal, I think Swagglehouse is in there, Justin Spidey Hits. Everybody's in this video. Bart, Sears, Burt, K-Mart. But after you're done watching, I'll give you the breakdown of some thoughts that I have. Plus, I'm going to show you the haul of what I brought back. Enjoy OAX 2025. West Coast Davengers style. Getting set up for the show. Everybody's scrambling to do their best, get their art set up. It's morning time. We're gonna see when John Wayshak shows up because he'll be setting up somewhere in the realm of 15 minutes to an hour after the show starts. We've got Jiggy Cruz over there, setting up for next comic art. Heritage Auctions, Comic Connect, Comic Link, Hakes, all of the big auction companies. Simone Bianchi back in the same corner that he was. We're gonna see if Jiggy Cruz can put together anything. Good morning.
Putting up the booth.
Yes, I figured.
Jim and JP.
Last year, yes.
Dave.
Matt DiTullio Art Collective, repping Simone Di Meo, Simone Bianchi. He only reps people with the first name Simone. So if you have a first name of Simone, call up Matt DiTullio, he'll rep your art. Adam Kubert and Bart Sears. I gotta tell Comic Tim, his buddy's here. Whoa. Here, we're gonna clock. We're gonna clock and see when we think John Wayshak is gonna start being set up. John Wayshak might get set up at 9 o'clock, but he might not. All right, we're in the IAX room, which is the illustration. Here's Dave Palumbo, son of Julie Bell. Artists have been doing work for years, decades and decades. And then you get to Julie, and just look at this, gorgeous, gorgeous work. Deathbird. Just some simple painted pieces here. Well, not simple, I guess. Gen 13 prelim. Jeremy Wilson. Look at that Moon Knight. Absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, Vader in the snow. Good God. Shades of Ralph McQuarrie. With that design on the helmet. Marcus Rohrwald. He's a collector of science fiction, fantasy art. Dan Dos Santos, 2022 Marvel Masterpieces artist. Fucking Kitty Pryde is ridiculous. Negative space.
See, from a doctor point of view, these light weight help bring in my body.
Really?
I get too hot. I'm very hot-blooded man.
Okay, we can use this as a. I'm burning my shoe. I'm so hot that I'm burning the inside of my shoe. Like this? It's melting, you know.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. We have a look on your stuff.
Yeah, sure.
We gotta get pictures.
It should be illegal, actually, is what it should be. Like, you know, it's Voltron. It's a Voltron moment. Jesus. This is insane. Like half of Marvel Spotlight 5 is here.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
Yeah, half it is.
Deathmate Black. Yeah, this the amount of.
Your folders, Mike?
Most of this stuff over here.
Yeah, so now you got most of the
Is this one's yours? Yeah. I haven't seen any of your stuff yet. Darkhawk 1. Yeah, I know. Got to get Swaggle House to see this. Make him fork over his entire fortune. The Swaggle fortune. God, that's amazing. Art Bear.
Yeah. PWS, Jim Lee, X-Men 271, Franklin Miller and Klaus Janson. First Sabra, Hulk 256. First Sabra page, I guess. Hulk 256-16. Holy fucking shit. Not only do we have the second Todd Amazing Spider-Man cover, but this is actually the first appearance of Venom. I don't care what anybody says, no offense. That last page, he says his name, but holy shit. I mean, this is history right here. This is comic book history. It's one of the greatest things, period. I'll give you my entire life for this. So that's how much the cover was back in 1987. Todd does.
Is that how much you paid, Dinesh? Not mine.
Todd talks about that very openly about how like he remembers all the prices that he sold this stuff for.
Look at this. 1,
2, 3, a date here, paste up, right? It's before he was putting the spiders on the cover, but he was still signing webs. I mean, this is unbelievable. So we have the owner of the ASM 300 cover holding the ASM 299 cover. Venom history. Yeah, I don't know why you don't own that, Dinesh.
Huh? Because I've got 300. I don't need this.
You need both.
Yeah, looking at it over here with a bunch of McFarlane covers.
Got 5 covers.
How many of them do you not need?
4.
I don't know. I don't have much. I just have a YouTube channel to leverage. That's all. I'll give you my YouTube channel for one of those covers. But then you have to be me. But you can promote your business. You know.
It's like a fair trade.
Oh my God, I've been so stressed in my life.
Yeah, careful there, buddy. Jesus Christ.
Steve, you want to see it? Sure.
Oh, hello, Steve.
Hey, how are you?
Are we gonna bust out some artwork?
He commissioned some stuff.
I mean,
I only
I haven't seen it. Two more than I came here with.
This is.
oh shit.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's great. Absolutely love it.
Somebody else was first for the.
Ah,
the Dark
yes,
Knight.
yes.
All right, we are here with Manix Abrera, the great Manix. How are you doing, my friend?
We're very good.
Yeah, are you excited for this weekend?
Yes, we're very excited. It's our second time here, and we're very ready now.
Yeah, and now you've got multiple Thundercats covers under
Yes,
your belt.
thank you.
And last year it was like, oh, you'd only had the Batman, right? That
Yes.
was it. And now you've got Silverhawks and Thundercats. So this is the poster
Yes, for OAX.
for OAX.
When Bill and Castro told me to do this, I was really pressured.
Yeah.
Because of all the great artists, and they
tell you-
told me to do this.
I think that the X-Men are nice, but this stuff
Yeah.
is great.
Oh, thank you so much.
That is just great.
Thank you.
Did you,
I prayed a lot when I was doing that.
Yeah.
So-
Did they let you come up with whatever you wanted to do?
yes, they told me to do anything.
That's
That's what
amazing.
made it more pressured for me. More pressured for me.
Yeah, making that decision. Well, I'll let you get back to it, but always good to see you, my
Thank you.
friend.
You
and
too. Thank
and
you
don't
again.
forget, everybody support Manix.
Thanks so much.
We all love him, and he makes amazing art.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
See you.
Cheers.
These are going to Nick.
those are covers. That's Thundercats,
Yeah,
but
the
is that Silverhawks? Yeah.
The master at work.
Yeah, somewhere from Sarasota, Florida. And then originally from everywhere.
You need to get me a nice warlock. I was just thinking about that too.
You could do
You're doing the Black Cat cover for me.
nice.
You know,
194.
Yellow, #1
Yeah. Oh, Black Cat.
comic book from like '73 that came out, which is in the yellow.
Oh,
Black
that black,
Yeah.
that cat. Yeah.
Comic book, Is that yours? Oh, okay.
No, I just wanted to get some footage of him painting. Once you're on my channel, you're always on my channel.
Did you get bid on anything last night?
I did, but I didn't win nothing.
Me neither. I didn't win anything either, which is fine.
Yeah.
I helped a bunch of people spend more money.
I want to.
I was told that before I leave, I have to show you your dad's artwork.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the guy with the white suit. He's a nice guy. Yes, you were told correct.
before it wanders off into my collection.
Wow.
That's a beautiful page.
Yeah, it's the second cover I've got to add, but the first one is just, it's a big foot stomping on a bunch of people. So it's just like coming down to Beanstalk. It's like, I need a little bit more figural work.
It's gorgeous.
You can't really appreciate it until you see the original.
Yeah.
Then you like,
All right. We're about to have our teacher teach us something about what a cover study is.
Give me a minute.
Yes. Our teacher, Mr. Ink Pulp himself.
Instruction, in effect.
That's right.
So when I do a commission, I don't do a study. I'm figuring it all out as I go.
Mhm.
I have an idea in my head, but I really don't know. As I put things down, it tells me what to do next. For a cover or a card, I do a study first. For a few reasons. One, I need the company or editor to see what I want to do with this before I do it. Because once it's done, if they're like, we need it more blue, I'm in a problem situation.
Yeah.
But more selfishly, or better for the learning process, is figure it out here. See what's not working and adjust it in the final. So here, her body got too dark in my values for Snap. Like I like the darkness, but I know Snap things need to pop.
Yes.
So it just tells me
It's a digital
go lighter
game.
here. And there's areas like you can see here. I did a yellow green.
Mm-hmm.
But I want this yellow in her hair and hands to really pop. So that yellow green, when I put it next to that one, they kind of dulled each other down a bit. So I went with a pale green, ice green, which gives more power to the yellow in there.
Do you also have to account for the fact that this is going to be seen completely digitally? Or do they dial it in pretty well, like how it is, how it looks here? It'll look the same digitally.
When I scan it, I have a whole process I do to get the colors where I want them to look like the original. Because when you scan it, it dulls everything out, and then you go into Photoshop. So, but they do the animation stuff. I have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
But as far as the look of it, I control that and give them as close to this as I can achieve.
Right, because we've seen stuff that we know is traditional, and then they put it in digitally to their shitty comic, and it looks like shit.
Right.
You know.
So I make sure that won't happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it gives me a nice piece of original art for someone who can't afford, say, the big card. Well, you can get the study.
The study, which is actually like really cool with all the
Yeah,
notes.
you get to see all the process stuff on it.
Yeah, and you're a process nerd.
I am.
Well, thank you, Sean, Papa Sean, Professor Sean.
Keep and craft a lot.
That's right, Craft cheese, Craft singles.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that.
Sure.
Because I had an idea of what a study is, but I wanted to kind of...
This is what all the old illustrators did. If you look at Leyendecker, you'll find his studies in the cons, like people selling them, because they're like, hey, I want to see how to light this one area, or what color should I use there?
This is bonkers, man.
And see, the study here actually is pretty spot on. I actually went too dark in that one, but then I went back in with some opaques and lighted it up a bit.
Man, that's gorgeous. Oh, you showed the stuff off, and I was like, oh. I have no connection to Snap, but I'll say this, like, the illustrations that you do for it is amazing.
Thank you.
And I kind of partly feel like, because Snap's been around for what, like 2 years now? Or a little bit?
Yeah,
I feel like this is definitely an influence on how they went with some of the character designs on Marvel Rivals.
Got Art Adams, Hulk 340 homage, and then a David Finch Batman Halloween painting. We'll call that David Finch's Long Halloween. Or last Halloween. Maybe this is the last Halloween. Jesus. Not fair. Not fair. Look at that. Some Sin City pages. Capullo Batman. I mean, seeing the ASM 299 cover, Dinesh took it out of Amir's portfolio.
Oh my God. Weapon X page.
Yeah, the Weapon X page, and then the X-Men. Yeah, that stuff was amazing to see. But yeah, I think seeing that 299 cover in person, I don't know if that'll get topped personally for me. Oversize everything.
You could stick them back there, I guess. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was more recent. Crumb, Frazetta, Mignola. Unbelievable.
Oh my God, we've got Wayshak. Wayshak is here and set up. He doesn't like the camera, so we're just gonna take video of Wayshak at a distance, talking to Matt Allison. All right, Aranga, let's see what you got.
How you doing, man?
Good. Wow, dude. Wow.
Yeah, these are like the OAX exclusives that I brought, along with the Gen X and a couple of things there.
You're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go all in.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
Some of us have to overcompensate.
Well, that's great to see your pieces here. That Vogue one I saw when you posted it, whatever that was, a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Man, I'm like, I remember when they did those magazines, like they were supposed to look like the fashion magazines,
Right.
and I'm like, this fits in so well.
Yeah, it was just like I got into kind of like same thing with the Gen X stuff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's do some fashion photography with comic book characters.
And do it big.
Big.
Yeah,
18
let's
by
go
24,
big.
Man.
Wow. Is this? Oh, that's okay. What did you put in the auction?
Oh, it's at good. I'm about to go hand this into them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. See, I remind you.
Sorry. It is this one, and while
That's right.
when you reminded me, I'm gonna walk over and go hand it in.
It's such a great piece. So sick.
Thanks, bud.
Aim for the flat top. So this is the Kazra's favorite artist row right here.
It's gotta be, somebody's got to be. I'd like to think so. This whole time.
We got John Wayshak's Violator book, issue number 3, grommets cover. What about this one? Ooh, ooh, nasty. Man, they should have just released this book as is. No color, or let you color it. That's insane. The amount of texture on that.
Oh, so those, if you buy those pages, those are just correction panels.
That's really cool.
But they gave me total freedom. I did those corrections on my own.
Oh, cool.
They weren't like strict about anything.
650. Man. How much is that one?
No, I'm keeping that one.
That's the one you're keeping. Oh, yeah.
I want them attached to. I'm strangely attached to that one.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's true. That is true.
I have 2 oversized splashes at home I'm keeping.
Okay. That's a great page.
Yeah, it's been really good, especially since I barely set up. But people seem interested, so I'm happy.
Probably took you a while to do this one. I feel like this is a...
I'm surprised
It's
people
a
like
mania.
that page, to be totally honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, my first purchase of OAX 2025, Violator page by the man, John Wayshak. Hey, John.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Glad you got the page.
Jim Warden and Matt Wagner. Here with West Coast Davengers favorite, Matt Wagner. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing well. So last time we talked, me, you, and Kelly, we talked about horror movies, and obviously Dracula, the next book, Bride's coming out. We'll have it in hand by September, October?
By September, yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and then the next Kickstarter, do we have a name for the third book?
It hasn't been revealed yet.
Hasn't been revealed
But
yet.
I will say
Okay.
I gave Kelly the script, the finished script, just before New Year's.
Sweet.
Yep.
And speaking of Dracula, I know that you had very positive words to say about Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Both Kelly and I had super high hopes for that movie, and it exceeded them in every regard.
Where did Orlok place on your favorite performances of Orlok?
It's probably one of my favorite vampire movies. Put it this way, when I gave Kelly the script for book 3, Dracula book 3, about a week after he saw it, and he said, one of my favorite vampire movies and one of my favorite vampire scripts all in 1 week.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was floored by the performance and the way that the environment was set, the lighting, the
I
candlelighting.
loved how clever it was in that it was definitely an adaptation of Nosferatu.
Yeah.
It wasn't Dracula, and yet he beefed up all the supporting characters to be more like their characters in Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And yet it was still distinctly the story from Nosferatu, not the story from Dracula.
Yep. Yep. Well, it was done so well.
And I love that it was like it wasn't just a repeat of the rat creature sort of look for Orlok himself. It very much looked like Dracula as he's described in the books, one book. But it just, as we've talked about on your show, horror has to be about something else, not just the scares, And this really was. It was so evidently about female sexuality.
Yeah.
The beginning there, when she's calling out to him, she's obviously entering puberty, and all of a sudden, and then the rest of the movie is her society trying to pound that out of her, trying to bind her and not let her. And so the tragedy is the only way she can express her sexuality is by embracing death.
Yeah.
And it was just a beautiful, beautiful tale.
Metaphorical, and it was the first time I was actually terrified of the person I was supposed to be terrified of.
Yeah.
His voice, the way he moved, I was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and again, the feedings were such rapes.
Yeah.
When he's naked and hunching on Jonathan, these huge, orgasmic swallows, clunk, 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 Oh, it was just fabulous, man. And every shot was so beautifully composed.
Everything was constructed perfectly. Candlelit scenes that had no other light. So,
and the slow reveal of Orlok himself. They kept it terrifying, and the, in the original 22 version, the most frightening scene is where he pops up out of the coffin like he's on a stick, Well, how do you beat that? You make him naked.
Yeah.
Naked and rotting.
That was unnerving. That was unnerving. But, well, I'm glad that you enjoyed the movie, and I can't wait to see what you guys have cooking for.
Yeah, because much as we love the movie, we're doing something totally different.
Yeah,
We're absolutely doing Dracula. The one thing I will say about book 3 is that it takes place at the same time as the novel.
Right.
Because in the novel, for those that are familiar with the novel, once we leave Transylvania and Dracula goes to London, which of course is documented in The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which is a pretty good movie. I think it didn't land its ending. But once he gets to London, you don't see him at all.
Yeah.
He's like off stage the whole time. And our attitude is like, he's got to be doing something.
Yeah. Yeah, and the book's not named after somebody else. It's named after him.
So we see what he's doing, and he's got a definite plan, and he's not focused on the heroes. Like, he doesn't know about them or give a shit about them, It's, if you watch most of the movie versions, it's like, what, is he only just obsessed with these two women?
Yeah.
Why would he be? There's no reason.
Everybody seems to fall into that same trap, and that's where you guys are excelling, is not falling into that. Go the other way. Everybody goes left, you guys go right.
Yep.
So excited to see it, and hope you have a good weekend here. And thank you so much.
You bet.
Is this yours? Or is it, yeah, that's me. Or is this Scott's stuff?
No, this is mine.
Yours.
I got one piece from Scott a while back. The rest is mine.
Man, I love this. Yeah, this is the Taskmaster issue, where he fights Taskmaster in the graveyard.
Did you sell
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. Is it on my website?
It was.
the one with the.
Might be in here. Check back in here.
The sheep house won't be here. But it's
No,
not
this is all stuff not on the website.
Ooh.
This and this is not on the website. I just brought these. So
Oh, okay.
It'll be in here. Right there.
So Scott's not here this weekend, right?
I don't know.
I don't think he is. Yeah.
Rights, and I tell people that wasn't a Spider-Man at according to the market of the rights, and I think he's the greatest artist of all time in detail and inking. To me, Rights is.
Man. Got some great pages.
Spider-Man at according to the market on every rights and piece. Like
What are you trying to get? You get the Cubert and the. Oh, I love this. This cover's so
I missed
great.
this one when
Absolutely.
to auction last year. Yeah.
Man. It'd be cool to find the color.
You know, they'll
guide
match
to
up
it,
really
too.
well with your 194 cover. Spidey 194. I was waiting for your laugh.
But Mr. Joe Benitez, how are you, my friend?
Good, how are you, man?
I'm tired, but I'm glad to be back in Orlando with you, where we met for the first time. All those years ago when we were young, when you were 20 and I was 15. Yeah.
And I
had more hair. Yeah. What are you working on right now? You're working on a Mechanica?
Yeah, it's like I did this as a gift to a friend.
Mm-hmm. You have friends?
Yeah,
Oh.
currently.
Okay.
And he asked me if I could finish it, and ink it. So.
Ooh.
that's what I'm
Just give it to Weems to ink.
Well, it's all messy.
Yeah.
And he asked me to do it.
Well, that's nice of you. It's glad to know that not only you have friends, but you do nice things for them.
I do.
And there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Bart Sears. All right, I'm here with Bart Sears, the father of Valiant Turok with the original cover. So,
I haven't seen this in a long time.
How long has it been?
God, probably since I did it. I don't even know.
Do you remember?
Did you? What a straight from you. No idea. It's so long ago.
I owned that forever. I think I did buy it off you. Yeah. I had it forever.
So when you originally drew like the prelims for it, did you know this is kind of what you were this was the pose, this was how it was gonna look?
Well, I'm sure I probably did about 30 roughs.
Yeah.
When I got to this point. Because, it was a big deal and I wanted it to be just right. So, and I've always done tons of, small thumbnails and roughs, so I probably did a boatload of them, which I probably have in a box somewhere.
Yeah. And did you work on the dinosaurs before you worked on him, or did you work on him before the dinosaurs?
I probably got him kind of figured out first, then worried about the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And then went back and finished off him.
And then you told me that they took the other art, the border art, and they statted that there. Yeah.
That was from an ad I had done for Expo and Turok. And this was supposed to be the first chromium cover.
Right.
The cover. And the guy choked or whatever, and they couldn't do it in time. So that's why we got the little inlay applique thing. But it would have been great as the first chromium cover.
Yeah. It's still a legend, and then, everything after. Well, that's a different story. But this book, and
inks in there. Randy just nailed it. Just beautiful.
But you got to keep the cover originally. Yeah.
Yep.
Any other memories rushing back with it?
Or is it just another day
I
at
think
the
this
office?
was really one of the first times I drew dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I don't think I drew any before Turok.
They look like pain in the asses because they're very snake-like and dinosaurs, and the teeth.
Yeah, and
A lot of detail in there.
this was around the time when people were redefining what dinosaurs were like.
That's
and everybody
right,
was
Jurassic
learning.
Park.
So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but they had done some dinosaurs at Valiant already, I think, from the Bionosaurs or whatever they're called.
Yeah, Bionosaurs.
So I had that as reference, but
well, it's awesome, and thank you for doing
it's
this.
My pleasure, man. He's such a cool character.
I know my instruments are too small, but I can't stop now. 850 by 875. 875. 850 going once.
Wayshak watch. No Wayshak. Nothing to watch. We got Food One debuting with Albert Moy at OAX.
The Ace of Spades.
And then some of them like is on a Toya, but each individual artist.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
Did you read the articles? Did you read what I did? Someone say to Mike, you know. And you're trying to reason
Whoa. Where am I, man? OR. Lando Calrissian, Florida, man. I'm here looking for Burt K-Mart at OAX. Let's see if we can find Burt K-Mart, man. Whoa, I'm coming to him. I gotta find Burt K-Mart. We're gonna find a Turok, man. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be in here. I think I see him. Whoa! He's right there. Oh my God. He's there in person. Is that Burt K-Mart? Whoa, man!
Tim,
Whoa!
what on earth are you doing here?
I don't know, man. I just woke up and I walked out of my house and I was in Florida with my Turok.
Turok?
Yeah, man.
That looks like it needs a signature.
It probably does. You know what? This is the hot book of all time. 1.7 billion copies sold, man.
I wish.
Did you ever hunt any dinosaurs in your day?
Only on games and digital.
Okay, all right, man. Yeah, because I remember in Jurassic Park that Sam Neill couldn't even kill a dinosaur. And it was weird, man. But could you sign that for me, man?
There's only one Turok.
There is only one Turok, man. Whoa, I'm coming, Tim. Whoa. It's like meeting George Washington or something.
The best dinosaur hunter right there.
That's right, man. You're the best comic book lead artist I've ever seen in my life, man. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be in your presence, Burt K-Mart.
Thank you, Comic Tim.
Thank you. Whoa. What do we got the collections in black, and we've seen this, but there's a bunch of stuff that I haven't seen. And one of those things is right here. That is a page from Fantastic Four 53, the second appearance of T'Challa, a.k.a. the Black Panther. Hero for Hire #1.
So this is the first time Luke Cage gets his powers, literally. First time he's in the costume. First time we got Black Alive shows up. Black Alive was mad because Luke Cage was hollering at his girl, so it turned into a problem. And that's real life.
That's some 70s black exploitation right there.
That's Tuska and Billy Graham inks. That's a really interesting combo.
Definitely.
He looks amazing in that panel, that last panel to the bottom right.
It's crazy. The whole I went over to Dennis Cowan's table because Dennis Cowan was want to give us a piece, and when I went over there, Cowan just said, "Take whatever you want." So I figured that worked.
Let's talk about this piece right here.
There's more Punisher versus Deathlock.
I mean, this is iconic 90s. This is singed into my brain.
Inked by Kent Williams.
So even over here, that's some Romita goodness. But I'm gonna let Casper tell the story. Can you tell the story?
Amazing Spider-Man 51.
51.
But
John Romita Sr. Classic was like a twice-up Kingpin. It's an early Kingpin appearance. Is it?
Second.
Confirmed?
50 is first.
That sounds right. Yeah. The interesting thing is Robbie Robertson. This is the first appearance of Robbie Robertson page. So Romita Sr.'s character design is here. But in the original art, if you get in close, panel 4, Robbie first appears, and you see that kind of whited out head.
Yeah, that's
Romita
right.
would redraw heads commonly. Obviously, why is he redrawing his own? There's an editorial note on the side there.
Which says, Stan G, Negro to appear in later books. Which, obviously, we're talking 1969 maybe or something like that. Language like that's going to be used.
Sure.
Regardless, it's just how America
there might have
is.
been a change of mind. He might have gone from a white character to a black character.
Yes,
and
that's
Stan G, we think Stan G, Stan Goldberg, the
Which
colorist.
is, Stan Goldberg, okay. And it's interesting because something else was written under that.
Yeah, even that was whited out.
Yeah, so.
You see that Romita went over his face and changed Robertson to a brother. That's the crazy.
These storm pieces are absolutely gorgeous. Is this Khalil stuff?
No,
it's from Ron Warrington. This is from Luis Alonso. This is Dan Dos Santos.
Right, from Marvel
2022
Masterpieces.
Marvel Masterpiece, yeah. Olivier Copiel and
see it
Ron
like that
Wayne.
too. You gotta see it like that too.
Olivier Copiel.
I mean, look at this. Cool to see.
Yeah, and can we talk about, let's just scoot down here to this absolutely gorgeous 1982 pencil piece by the king of T'Challa the Black Panther, Jack Kirby. I mean, 1982, he's, what, 70 years old at this point? Something like that? Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
And he's still got it. He's still
right
got
there.
it. Black Panther
So
10.
so this one was, and that one was donated through the Kirby Foundation.
And let's talk about this right here. We got the first appearance of Eric Killmonger, Jungle Action 6, and just a beast of a splash page.
It was these jungle action pieces with the clan imagery that just it resonated with me for whatever for obvious reasons, and it was just I thought it was just incredible to see these pieces like the particular covers and things of that nature. So for me, I was looking at, my stepfather gave me comics. I was reading like the Spider-Mans and the Hulks and stuff. But when I saw this, I was just like, oh, this is crazy. And he's in the Avengers. And, you know, like if you just the detail and what Billy Graham was doing in here, it's just unprecedented. Like these are the images that, as a child, that I saw that just made me go, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah.
But ironically, I didn't separate it from the Batmans, the Supermans, the Black Panthers. It was just superhero stuff. And the clan was just, they were just evil, but subconsciously, it just meant more. Like seeing, you know, T'Challa on here. So when you look at this, T'Challa at this stage, this is before the herb, this is before vibranium being, you know, this
Indestructible metal.
Indestructible metal.
Yeah.
This is just a man in a costume.
Yeah.
It's just a man in a costume, and I think that's what made me fall in love with this character. That's why he's always been, you know, my favorite character. Like when I was younger, I wasn't necessarily a fan of Kirby, but I would always buy the Kirby books, and it wasn't until I got older where I sat back and I said, hey, yo, this stuff is genius level work.
Well, thank you for walking us through those, Phil.
Sure,
And
for sure.
Collections in Black. You know, don't forget to follow Phil.
Yeah.
And watch the stuff.
Watch the stuff. West Coast Avenger, listen, West Coast Avenger has one of the greatest YouTube comic shows. I don't watch a lot of shows, but I make sure I tune in. And he will tell you there's times where he's sitting there and he's selling books, he's on West Coast time. And I will literally say, why are you up so late? But then I remember he's 3 hours
I'm in the
behind.
past. Yeah, I'm in the past.
Make sure you buy books and support his channel.
Where's
Good guy right here.
Bender?
Did you get that ash can at San Diego?
No, I think I got it from my LCS.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I hooked you up. Did you get that from Turok? You got it from Turok?
Yeah, when you posted it, I was like, I'm going to order 2.
Do you see what they're going for?
It's crazy.
Crazy.
It is. Well, I mean, you know, when you've got the hot book of the year, the rare ones become the ones that everybody goes after.
Thank you.
Just walking around. Oh,
How much money that is?
I know. I read that this morning. What about you?
Don't spend it. Give me the 20 now before you go. And then if it isn't, I give it back. Don't do that. Because then you're going to screw me up. I can't.
Thank you.
What the hell did you buy these for? That cost you.
Where's your dog?
Oh. The Dudley brothers were bidding more. Which yours?
Cover?
And then maybe they like being able to do both of those things. Hey, what's going on?
No,
Did I
I'm
make
just-
a video? Did I make a video?
Now you
Video,
did.
audio?
Now you did. Now you did.
What's going on, guys? Happy to be on a real YouTube channel for once. Quality comic book content. Shout out to Dave.
They would be in the illustration room, yeah. What's going on here?
Oh, I'm with Spider-Man Hits.
You know,
that is his name.
Dave has a weird thing.
Hey,
He basically
only my mom can call me Spider-Man. I'm Spidey to everybody else.
he goes around show floors and he looks for plumbers' butts. That's
Yeah,
his thing.
that is true,
We all
actually.
have our weird con fetishes.
Yeah, well,
You're
you
mine.
know. I'm like TMZ. I just don't give a shit what I'm showing.
just show it all, right?
Yeah, let me ask you a question. So, you were caught with Spider-Man
I was.
in Las Vegas,
Oh, we were supposed to be both masked. I don't know how you figured that out.
and now we're here with. Are we going to be pumping some stuff up?
Well, listen, you guys.
Don't, please don't. This
25.
This is not my stuff.
I don't know what's happening.
This is cool.
Listen, it says media. Okay, you can't stop me.
Can't media the media.
Well, wasn't that fun? I really shot a lot of footage this year. I tried to focus on showing you as much art as I could and getting some firsthand interviews, little sound bites from creators that were there. Just like I talked to Matt Wagner, especially I wanted to talk to him about Robert Eggers' Nosferatu, because Matt Wagner is currently in the midst of putting out 3, possibly 4 books with Kelly Jones on Dracula. First one came out last year, and he's been on the channel a couple of times, so you have no excuse not to know who Matt Wagner is. I reunited Bart Sears with the original Turok cover, who hadn't seen it since he did it, and Albert Moy was selling it. I don't want to spill the beans on who bought it, but you'll probably figure it out unless I said it in the video. I don't remember. So before we get to the haul, I just a couple of things, couple of thoughts. You know, this is me just giving my honest truth, because that's what you can expect from me on this channel. And, you know, I know Kazra appreciates, and I don't think Bill watches this, but Kazra appreciates any feedback, critical, positive, you know, whatever it is. The Friday night VIP reception was great, and there were a lot of rooms to hang out in. I suggest if you're coming for the weekend, you just go with the VIP. You get to rub elbows with all the artists, and they're not behind their tables, so you can have like a relaxed conversation and kind of treat everybody as your equal. Even though you can't draw as well as David Finch, you can have a conversation with David Finch as if you drew as well as David Finch. I don't know. The one thing I will say, the dealers really have to step up their game when it comes to talking to people. When you go to somebody's booth and there is thousands and thousands of pages of comic art, you don't know really where to start. There should be people talking to you. This convention is aimed for every end of the spectrum of art collectors, from the veterans that have been doing this for 50 years to the people that are going for the first time, as a lot of people did this year, or like I did last year. Now, I've been around comic art a lot, so there is definitely a lot of knowledge I already have. But a lot of these dealers, with the exception of a few, and you know, like people like Albert Moy, happy to talk to you, as well as his wife, and the other gentleman working at the booth. But there are some dealers that just didn't. The place we are in collectibles is we're in a post-non-engagement era. You can no longer expect to sell stuff just based on the fact that it's sitting there. You should engage with your customers. You should get to know them. You should try and get new customers instead of relying on the same people, because you know what? The old guard, they're gonna stop. They're gonna retire. They're gonna die. You know, people are going to age out of this, and you really need to engage with the people that are on the floor. You know, people that are engaging, you know, Felix is a very engaging rep. You know, Matt DiTullio is very engaging. That's why he was part of the auction. The guys at the vault, Dinesh and Mike and Amir, all those guys were super engaging. Any piece that I wanted to ask about, there was plenty of talk and things to be said. So I just think that a unified front on engaging with everybody. The card people are extremely engaging. They really are. And I'm not, you know, you guys know I'm not huge into cards, but they're super engaging, and that's why their crowd grows bigger every day. With the comic art people, it grows, but only for certain people. Anyway, that's all I have to say in the way of constructive criticism. OAX is going to flourish throughout the years, and I think it's a great thing. I would like to see a little more engagement with the actual, and I don't mean they should sell comics there, but there should be some type of bridging the gap from the art to the finished product, and maybe a little bit of the history. Kazra, we could talk later, but I think you should have some type of, I don't know, something that engages the history of comic art and both sides, the creation side and the collecting side. But that's just me ranting to the camera. Now, let's take a look at some of the things that I bought and brought home with me. There are two pieces that I am paying off that I am not going to talk about because they're not mine yet. So I got to figure out, I got to show you that at a later date. So first off, from Bart Sears, I feel like I've asked a lot of Bart Sears over the last year. I got him on the channel for an interview, which he was gracious enough to do. I got him to talk about the Turok cover while holding the Turok cover. And then unfortunately, a friend of mine, let me use that in quotation marks, you might know him as Comic Tim, he also took some of Bart's time up. So I did buy this Wizard 56 cover preliminary piece that Bart did all those years ago in the 90s of Wolverine. And if you look at the cover, which will be on the screen here, you could see it's mirrored, but this is the prelims, and pretty much this is how the illustration turned out, with some changes and obviously color and stuff like that. I don't own any Wizard art, and Bart is, you know, most prolific or second most prolific cover artist, I think maybe next to Alex Ross of Wizard. So owning Wizard art from Bart, which is a rhyme, that's a rhyme, is a big thing for me because I associate him with the long term of Wizard, whereas, you know, the first couple issues is Larson and McFarlane and Ron Lim. But once Bart kind of comes in with issue 9 with that Venom cover, you know, his prolific wizard career just keeps going. From my buddy Mike, I did pick up my first original Mark Bagley published page. I have a huge collection, a huge connection to the death of Spider-Man and Ultimate Spider-Man and into Ultimate Fallout. This is a page from Ultimate Fallout 6 from Mark Bagley. This is showing Aunt May, you know, mourning the loss of Peter and holding his mask. I believe that's Andy Lanning doing the inks. I don't know what other Lanning there is. But I have, like I said, a big connection to this. I read it as it was coming out. It's actually quite an emotional roller coaster, the death of Spider-Man in Ultimate Spider-Man. And then finally, the two pieces that I bought are big. I will show those off at a later date, but I did get a chance to hang out with the superstar of OAX, and that is John Wayshak. He just recently did one of the Violator issues for Spawn, McFarlane Productions, etc. And I picked up 2 pages, very Violator-centric pages. John wasn't sure he was going to sell anything from this issue. He was thinking about selling the whole issue. There was a lot of debate. At the end of the day, he decided to let go of the original pages. I bought 2. I love supporting the homie John. He is not just a great artist, but he's just somebody I've known for a long time, and I want to see him do bigger books, higher profile stuff, and I think it's a great way is to support him on that front. So I had a lot of fun. It was really nice to finally meet and hang out with Mickey, aka Swaggle House, in person. We went to a bunch of comic stores on Friday. It was great to see Justin, aka Spidey Hits, and Norin, and all the people that were there. I am sorry that if I seemed a little frazzled. I will say, taking on the responsibility of making sure I'm filming this, and I did 2 cameras, the phone in 4K and then the GoPro, it's a little draining. And I don't know I will do it that way again because I don't think I would enjoy the weekend if I had to focus on it. I like to be present, and I was trying to do that at the same time. So we'll see what the future holds for me for OAX. But I definitely advise and encourage everybody to pick up tickets and go next year. Also, big shout out to Sean Crystal, homie. You're going to see him on Direct Edition soon. We're going to be sitting down for an interview talking about teaching and being a leader of a community, and obviously working in comics and tattoos and running his own podcast, which you should check out, Ink Pulp with the homie Jim Mahfood and the dumb shark Matteo Scalera, as well edited and produced by the Scottish superstar Jamie Wood. Anyway, that's enough of me telling you to watch other channels. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, drop a comment down below. What was the favorite thing that you saw? Do you want to buy me the ASM $2.99 cover? Because I sure as hell can't afford it. And don't forget to check out the podcast Direct Edition. Recently just interviewed Scheme Richards, the DJ, the collector, the man, as well as Alex Brightmare Pardee. So check that out on its channel. And I'll see you next week on the West Coast Davengers. I love you, Kazar. Don't hate me. We got the creator of the Mechanical Lady, man. Whoa. Whoa, man. I'm here with Squiggle Moose. I'm sorry. What? Swaggle House, right, man?
Swaggle House, but you know, house is acceptable.
Well, I lived in a Swaggle House once. It was full of. Well, this book is a hot book of all time.
Yeah, I see. Did you pick this up today?
Yeah, man. I met Burt K-Mart. He signed it with his alias Bart Sears, man.
You must have had to take out a loan to buy.
I did, man. I actually I sold one of my dogs.
Well, absolutely worth doing it.
Yeah, man.
What did you pay for this?
They charged me $999.99, man. It was worth it. Hot book, hot book.
Buy what you like.
Buy what you like.
Buy what you like.
Yeah, so since you're like, you know a lot about the valuations of comic booklets.
Yeah.
What do you think that this is worth? I know it's got chromium. I can warm up my house with it possibly.
Listen, the best way to evaluate prices is rule of thumb. The shinier, the more expensive.
Yeah, man. That's what they said
It always tracks. So this one right here, I mean, minimum $9 million, minimum.
You know, I gotta say, that's how I looked at when I bought my Pinto, my 1982 Pinto. It was super shiny, and I paid them $42,000 for it.
Yeah, and how happy are you that you did that?
You know, it caught fire last Thursday, and actually, I have third-degree burns all over my back, but it was worth it, man.
Buy what you like. Buy what you like.
Yeah, thank you, Squiggle Moose.